Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to CONSERVATISH, episode 171. My name is Peter Edgar Feliciano. Make sure you subscribe wherever you're listening. Make sure you share this with your less offendable friends. Feel free to find me on Instagram at Peter_Feliciano and on Parler for all you white supremacists, and also on TikTok at CONSERVATISH Podcast. And our wonderful guests today are Geno, Bisconte, and Aaron Berg. Yay!
Huzzah!
It is a great pleasure to have the both of you on.
Hello, Peter, Edgar, Feliciano. Three beautiful names all at the same time.
I'm a beautiful man. I'm really, I'm the best. I'm the best thing to happen to art ever. Really, I think.
You actually sound like a relief pitcher for the Mets in the 80s.
What does that mean? I don't understand.
Peter Edgar Feliciano!
Oh,
and then his song would be Feliciano Navidad. Remember that?
I like
song?
that.
I might be related to that. I might be related to that guy. We're not sure.
So it's nice to be here. Why are we here? And tell everybody why, because I'm pretty much done with doing these things. Geno loves doing them. I'm done. I'm like, why? Who's this guy? And then he goes, he's a friend of Mark Hughes. And obviously I love Mark Hughes. So then I was like, all right, well, let's do it, but let's speed it up a little bit so I can take a nap before the show, and we'll try and get it in as soon as we can. So thanks for having us. It's been my dream to be on this show.
I appreciate the both of you debasing yourself to come on the program. It's really helpful. So you guys are coming up. There's a Comedians of Compound show coming up January 22nd and 23rd in Atlantic City, right?
Atlantic City, the Vegas of. It's not the Vegas.
It's not the Vegas of Vegas. It's the white trash. It's the white trash of Vegas, I believe.
Yeah, it's exciting though. Yeah, Atlantic City, and what other plugs? I'm in. Where am I? I'll be in Cuyahoga Falls. Is that how you say it, Gene? Funny stop.
Cuyahoga. I think I was correct. I say it wrong all the time. I was corrected on the roast of Kevin Brennan by Chad Zumach, who's a local. I think it's Cuyahoga.
Cuyahoga Falls. And where's that? What state is that? Ohio.
I think it's Cuyahoga. I think that's how you say it, Aaron.
Oh, wait. Where is it? What state is it in?
Ohio.
Oh, yeah. What did I say?
This is the worst. Ohio. This is the worst plug I've ever heard in my fucking life. My God. And you're like, oh, who's this? I'm debasing myself to come on CONSERVATISH. I'm gonna be in Cuyahoga Falls, everybody.
That was pretty good. He said it right away.
There's only 50 states. You got to be able to narrow it down to one of them.
Peter, I need to get an inning and a half out of you. You need a lot of fastballs and some curveballs, and then we got to get past these guys and go to the Bull Sox. Yeah, and we, of course, are the hosts of In Hot Water, Monday to Thursday on compoundmedia.com. And our Patreon is patreon.com/gumfridays.
With an S.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. Geno, you have stuff coming up besides that plug?
Doing the AC Compound show. Nothing major. Like I might have an Alaska gig coming up. I'm waiting to hear on that. But mostly just, the Compound 4 days a week, Gum Fridays on Friday. And the Zoom shows that pop up and stuff, but not fucking doing anything major. I'll let you know when Alaska pops
Geno doesn't believe in going out to comedy clubs because he's afraid and he wants to save lives. So he stays home and keeps his mask on at home.
I just do. I'm holed up completely.
Yeah, you saw the pandemic coming, so you're like, I better keep my comedy very bad just to prepare so I don't get too big of a audience.
It literally became like when it first started, I was whining like a bitch because obviously I go outside with all the fucking stuff that we talk about on the show, but I was like, I don't want to do park shows or Zoom shows or theater shows, well, like not theater, drive-in movie shows. And everyone Berg's put me on. I'm like, okay, you were right. These are great. These are fine. But it's just frustrating being a crotchety old man where it's like, this isn't how it should be. I think we should be outside. I think we should, let the healthy people go. So it's like, I've been slow to the party with actually getting back into the stand-up. And not like I'm turning away gig after gig, but
Right. The both of you are fucking hilarious. I love your stand-up. I love your show. The only thing that bothers me about the both of you is that, Aaron, you actually look like the Italian and Geno looks like the Jew. I don't understand how that happened.
That is funny. I never thought about that. We should do that one day.
True,
I speak fluent Italian, which
He
always upsets Geno because, what? Peter, escomundo e scumballini e a little bit of burra arsina martino.
Just throws a lot of vowels. If you plug that into Google Translate, it would say, "Are you having a stroke?" That's what it would say. Those aren't words. Those aren't words. And just because people say their words and repeat you doesn't make them words, Aaron.
You're saying that other people verify what I'm saying. They say that these are words, but you don't believe it.
I'm saying there's an Italian pizzeria that literally invented a dish called scoombalini to justify you're making up fucking words in Italian. If you
Peter,
were to go to Italy,
you ever have a real nice scumballini, like a homemade one by your nuna nana? You go over to your nuna nana's house, you make a nice scumballini.
Scumballini always causes me diarrhea, though. I always feel I really.
Everyone knows scumballini's a thing. Do you hear how fucking loud it is with these fucking birds and these planes down here?
Great.
I'm in America. You guys are back in the Socialist Republic of New York. I'm down in Florida. I just went to the cigar place.
Right.
Great.
Go ahead.
I smoked and this guy sat down, Roberto, making small talk. I think he was gay because he kept talking about pussy. He's like, "Oh man, I love pussy," and he wouldn't break eye contact with me. And then he just started talking about it. He's like, "Oh boy." He's like, 90% of the people in this country know that this is bullshit now, right? I go, I don't know if the number's that high, but you would hope so. And he said he never stopped working. He works in some type of security, or not security, insurance. And he goes, yeah, I never stopped working. I'm essential. And I go, yeah, I'm essential too. I'm a comedian. And he's like, you gotta go to work or you essentially don't get paid. I was like, I'm going to go sit over here, man. Stop talking to me.
That's like my dad when they asked me what I was taking in college. He's taking up space. That was his line. I thought that was pretty solid.
Yeah, it's an old man joke, though. I don't know about.
Yeah, but so's the essentially, you're not getting paid.
Yeah. So it's great down here. I'm wearing a mask a little bit. I'm traveling with 3 other guys. None of them are worried about it. And but one of them may have it. We think Mitch Fatel has COVID. He keeps coughing. Why? So whenever he coughs, I put my mask on.
Dude, I was reading something about masks today.
No, you weren't. No.
I was. And this is what we talk about all the time. I can read it to you. The article's behind me.
Okay, sure. Let me find it. Hubpages.org or was it Breitbart.ca?
But this is what I'm saying. It's so much common sense now. This is what I read, and I'm like, that makes absolute sense. They're saying that when you wear these Neckgators, because they're like, all right, well, the droplets, we're not spitting on each other when we talk 99% of the time. And here's another, it's like when you talk in these gators, it literally strains the spittle into smaller droplets, which can stay in the air longer because they're lighter, actually increasing the chances of someone breathing in your spittle or whatever.
Do you know, what's his name? Who's the Asian guy that wanted to be president?
Yang.
Yeah. He wants everybody to have like something to prove that they were vaccinated. So everybody was comparing it to the Holocaust, where you just get a number on your arm and you're like, I was vaccinated. It's a big internet thing that's been happening.
Yeah, I've had a lot of obviously the name of the show is Conservative. I've had people on my show who are very, very, very conservative. And it's been pissing actually a lot of liberals off too. I've had conversations with little liberal white girls from San Francisco who are annoyed with the restrictions and annoyed with getting locked down. I was actually at an Italian fucking restaurant last night.
Scumballini's?
I was going to say, did you get this?
It was called.
I wish he brought a menu because was there any Scumballini on the menu, Pete?
Yeah, it was pine nuts.
Pesto. There was not. He's lying.
It's a real dish, Geno. But you were saying, Peter.
The way Geno is lit too is also very Jewish, locked up. I don't know what you do. This is very Anne Frank where you're at right now.
I'm not allowed to turn my lights on until the sun goes down on Saturday. So there's just sunlight coming in.
I was sitting in this chair because it's so comfy, but I guess I'm losing the natural light. I can move to a more well-lit place, of course.
No, it's fine. I like the light. I was actually at an Italian place last night and we were outdoors in one of those little, enclosed things. and my friend was vaping, and the guy said, "Oh, please don't vape inside." It's like, what? You had us move fucking outside, and yet you're calling it inside when you want to, calling it outside when you want to.
Yeah.
I mean, if the whole point of this was to divide the country, they nailed it. Like I used to say after 9/11, if the point of the terrorist was to just slow up my fucking day and get me caught in traffic, because they used to, you know, fucking check every third car and everything was nuts. Mission accomplished. If the whole point of COVID is to divide the country, because it's not killing anyone. I mean, it's not killing anyone but the old and the fat and all this stuff. The mission accomplished. Because what drives me nuts, and Berg is sick of hearing it, he's the most, I hate how condescending the other side talks to you. It's just like, that's wrong, that's disproved. And it's like, well, I'm just saying common sense would tell me this, and then, no, you're killing my grandmother. I think it would be great if someone went into a nursing home wearing a full fucking mask and sunglasses and hat and just shot up a nursing home, killing grandmothers for wearing a mask. I think that would be effective.
Or just rape them.
Okay, now we one-upped it.
Well, yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna go through the trouble of fucking killing the witnesses, you might as well get a little fun out of it. Yeah.
What if they raped them but then left a positive or a negative rapid test on the bedside table?
You wear a condom on the dick and a condom on the face, and you just condom it up. Yeah, so you're protected.
Everybody gets swabbed before they rape. It's like the Rogan Chappelle shows in Austin.
But you leave the negative rapid test. I love it, Aaron. So people can't be like, well, I think she died of COVID. No, negative rapid test. She died of gunshot and fucking rape, probably terror.
She died of extreme vaginal and anal bleeding, loss of blood from the groin. Clearly, there's some loss of blood from her nose. Her jaw's been broken. This is clearly the work of a black fellow with some type of lead pipe.
No
boy,
COVID.
But no COVID.
No COVID.
So numbers are going down. However, angry black men are raping white grandmothers throughout the Northeast.
Her spleen was removed through her uterus, but she still died of COVID.
But don't you think sometimes
her lower intestinal tract was jumbled due to a massive penis which entered through the anus? But no COVID, no bat flu, no bat flu here.
Don't you think
However, it does look like a bat flew around her head as he hit her 4 times with a wooden bat before leaving, saying, "Y'all better shut up, Grandma. Y'all better shut up."
Oh,
so good. I mean, sometimes I think they put these articles out. The articles they put out, I think sometimes they're put out by the left to make the right look stupid and vice versa. Like obviously, I think Republicans are writing some of these articles that are so pro-Democrat that they're like, I think a Republican wrote it just because you're like, nobody would say that. Like there's some woman who said I think it was Seattle, she's like, people shouldn't have guns in their homes because if someone breaks into their home with a gun and they don't have guns, there's less a chance of there being gunfire. So if you break into my home, it works because you look Mexican. If you break into my home and you have a gun and I don't, well then that saves lives. And when you read that, you're like, that had to be a Republican who wrote that and made it up so people would think Democrats are insane. That's same thing. It's like you see the article, you were busting my balls about, we're like 5 people died in Denver of COVID. 2 of them had gunshot wounds, but they were listed as COVID deaths. You're like, that had to be written by an anti-COVID person to make COVID people look like absolute fucking liars because they can't really be saying this shit.
But Geno brings up these stories, and then I have to correct him because he goes for the clickbait. So the article will say 40% of non-COVID deaths are being reported as COVID deaths. It's 40%. It was 2 people shot out of 5. And I'm like, you can't call that 40%.
But I wasn't, dude, I didn't say 40%. I literally saw the gunshot wound. That's why I sent it to you.
But I think in that case, the article is overly sensationalized.
Without a doubt.
Just to get you, so I think that, these numbers, like everything else, these numbers are bumped up.
Yeah, being played by both sides is a real fucking pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Well, I think we all agree we played by the rules when it first happened. Berg's wife had a pre-existing condition. He's like, he literally got her out of the state because he's a good dude. Fucking, I went to work every day thinking like, what's going to happen? And nothing happened. But, you play by the rules. Like, I didn't go see my niece or nephew because I didn't want to give them COVID and kill their grandparents. And then after 4 months of it, you're like, all right, we played by the rules. we're done.
Let's kill your
like,
grandparents.
No, we're instilling the rules again. We're like, no, the rules are dumb.
Right. I would just want the autonomy to do whatever the fuck I want. If I want to be careful, I'll be careful. If I don't want to be careful, or if I want to be careful, but I also need to get a nut off, then I'm going to do what I need to do. If someone's willing to do that, or, you know, the old lady, like that black guy in the senior center. If I need to get a nut off, then I need to get a nut off. You know what I mean? Like, if I need to cuddle with a bitch, then I'll cuddle with a bitch. You know what I mean? We'll whatever.
Now, you're in New York. Are you getting puss now? So this was just fan fiction you were running by.
God damn it. Listen, there's a lot of, yeah. I went on a date. Actually, for the first time in a long fucking time, I went on a date that I actually enjoyed yesterday. But we also, when we left, we did the elbow bump. Like, I don't give a fuck. I'll tongue her right now. I have no problem.
Yeah.
But, you know, a lot of these girls, especially white liberal girls, are bothersome motherfuckers. But I don't like anybody but white girls. But they're bothersome because they say things like, I'm immunocompromised and bullshit like that. It's self-centered.
I have AIDS, Peter. I have AIDS. Please just bump my elbow. At this point,
I'm kind of down. Like, fuck it. I might as well. Why aren't there any COVID bug chasers? You know, bug chasers where AIDS, you know, a lot in the gay community, they're so afraid of getting AIDS that they'll just intentionally get it so that therefore they're no longer afraid. Why aren't there any COVID bug chasers?
Oh, yeah. Well, there was, you know, people were having COVID parties when this first started to get it out of the way. Those were some of the smartest people.
Yeah. But they try and they shame you out of that. It's insane that we're living in a time now where it's like, nah, you can't make your own choices. It's the word Orwellian cannot be overused right now. By the way, you're dating and all this. So you're dating, you're living the dream.
Yeah, but don't say that. I have a wife that may watch this. Why are you saying that?
No, Aaron, I meant Peter. Aaron?
Oh, yeah, Peter. Yeah, Peter, you're dating.
No,
yeah.
Aaron is dating too. Aaron is dating too. I saw that bike seat. I know where it went. That's dating, technically.
I don't even think I know how to date anymore. I don't think I've ever dated since fucking in over 10 years. I don't think I've been on a date. It's just get drunk. Are you dumb enough to come home with me? And then let's see where it goes. Are you dumb enough to repeat the process? I'm still in one of those relationships, I think.
With the cat?
No, she plays hard to get with this crazy bitch. We talked about it on the show this week. We set up wedding plans. For some reason, my bachelor party is me getting raped in the ass 5 straight days by an island black.
Not raped. You're paying the guy. It's your bachelor party. What do you not understand? This is the funnest time.
Do you have to tip them after you get raped or no?
It depends. We looked at a couple. They have wigs on and like women's shirts, but they're very clearly men. Like you can't. There's no way around thinking that they're men.
Like the guys who beat up Jesse Smollett.
Like that type of island black. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I mean they'll probably be unclipped as well, so that'll like help.
Did not think about that.
The movement inside.
I mean, once they're erect, it doesn't matter if they're clipped or not. It's the same thing. I've seen
enough. No. It doesn't, because it moves. It's almost like, remember those things in the 90s? Maybe the 80s had it. They're like water
gays
inside of.
No, they're all dead from the 90s, Aaron. All the gays from the 90s are dead.
Oh.
Plastic toys that had water in it, that had like floating fish and stuff, and it almost looked like a noodle, looked like a Chinese finger trap, but it was like.
Yeah, and you could roll it on itself. I know exactly what you mean. Sure.
That's what an unclipped cock is. So it helps it move inside and out, like the like your asshole when it prolapses, it'll look like one of those.
Well, he's not
that's
really
going to happen. He's
not really selling me on it, Aaron. I'm not really. I don't know about that now.
It's your special day, Geno. Let's just, we're trying.
I say we do, Peter. All right, Pete's on board. Pete, you can come to the bachelor party. I like the way you're thinking. You're on board with this.
Can I be one of the island blacks? Is my question.
Depends how your dating's going. If you're that hard up, you're the one getting laid all the time in the lockdown. I'm not.
I actually
took her out for Italian last night. They had scoombalini. And
little scoombalini. He insists it was on the fucking menu. That's too fucking.
Excuse me, sir. Is this the gluten-free scoombalini? Because my date has a pre-existing condition. She's allergic to gluten, and I don't want her to be all. Oh, she's pooping.
Oh, scoombalini'd out.
Yeah, I had diarrhea this morning, Gene.
I saw the post. I was giggling.
Toilet literally almost overflowed. Like I had to run upstairs. It was exactly like Jeff Daniels in Dumb and Dumber. And then I looked down. I said this. I go, oh boy. I said that when I looked. Looked like someone was making mud pies after a dirt bike race.
Bit much. It's a bit much, Aaron.
That's kind of sweet, I think, actually, because it is very cleansing. It's spiritual in a way.
Yeah, I did feel better after.
Oh, love that. Yeah, I had all the Italian shit I ate, Scumballini or whatever. Yeah, I've been gurgling around. I've been gurgling around today as well. I feel a little unsure about my fortitude. A few more minutes, gentlemen. That's all right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm made of time, buddy.
Okay.
Tell him, Aaron, tell him you're Lionel Richie.
I'm Lionel Richie. I can Commodore this all day.
No, I can play it all night long. Anyway, go on.
Okay.
What the hell was that? What are you saying? What? Oh,
that's a line we always do from Wedding Crashers not Wedding, God forgive me, The Breakup, when fucking Jennifer Aniston's brother beat up, I almost said Will Sylvince. I don't know where that came from. Vince Vaughn.
Speaking of Island Black.
I'm Lionel Richie. I can play it all night long.
Right. I've heard Will Sylvince has a big dick.
And COVID.
Does he really have COVID?
Not anymore.
He did. Will would be a great Island Black for your party.
You would be. Why? And while he's fucking me, why
you trying to move away, Geno? Why you come closer?
Why you do this? Why you rape me in ass?
Do they play the steel drum while they rape you?
Oh, there's definitely going to be
so fun. We should get a steel drum band to play while they rape you. And they could play it all night long.
All night long, hot. That's another one.
Yeah.
We went to see a steel drum band at Bahama Breeze when I was down here with my friends Rob and Shayna, and they're playing like all these like classic slow songs. And my friend Rob, who's like one of the funniest non-comics I know, he's just like, "Oh, beat that pussy up, beat that pussy up." And then we just pictured the manager going over being like, "Guys, could you tone down on the beat the pussy up music and just play like some family friendly hits? Fuck the police coming straight from the underground." That type of stuff.
So In Hot Water is a wonderful show. It's when did you guys start it?
2016.
Yeah, right around June. We started doing a podcast in like February 2016, and we got picked up by Cumia by June. We're very lucky. Well, we're very good, I guess, but we're very fortunate.
Yeah.
It all takes care of itself.
Says fucking who? I'm 2 years into this show. Maybe I'm just not very good. That's probably what it is.
Not bad.
You seem enjoyable and fun, but you have no direction.
God damn it. I need to talk
What you got to do is pair up with you got to find a guy like Aaron Berg, who you just work well with, and then he has all the direction. And you wake up every day saying, "What are we doing?" and thank you.
But you were the one taking the reins on the last episode I watched. The one you were there and Aaron was down in Florida. And so you're the one like, "Oh, I have papers and now we talk about this and talk about that."
We talk about that. If you watch the show, it looks like I'm the host, but it's really, there is no host. It's just five guys just waiting for one guy to go on some kind of tangent of insane comedy, and we go from there. But yeah, but
four
that's
guys.
what I laugh about, because I'm the one at the desk while these four are like, "Hey, put this guy jerking off while walking through the snow with his dick out." And then everyone's like, "Why is Geno showing all this gay porn?" I'm like, "I'm not doing anything."
It's all about content. It's all about content. Even if it's just gay porn, it's all about.
But it does drive home that point, that to get back to what you've been doing. If you're having fun with it, you'll draw in.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have fun with it. That's all you can do, because there's 8 billion podcasts now, and you'll find your market. You know what I mean? Like me and Berg talk about this all the time. Like, Berg's like in both those worlds. He's like, we're the fucking conservative, like, anti-woke shit, but he also does a lot of shit for Comedy Central and mainstream. It's like, and that's great, but we find our fucking fans, and our fan base, it's not huge, but it's solid. And it's what's the word I'm looking for? I'll think of the word when I'm thinking of it, but it's fucking substantial. Very difficult word. Substantial enough that, they tell their friends, and we bring the people that think like us, that like our brand of comedy. And it's just by doing what we really fucking like doing, which is fucking being idiots with kind of a point.
Right. And you were behind a paywall pretty quickly, obviously, but it doesn't really matter. Right.
Yeah, a paywall's good and bad. I mean, a paywall, you can say whatever you want. We don't have to worry about sponsors. But you know, it's we'll never have that sponsorship type money in the near future. But yeah, it's great to have a show where we can do whatever we want to do. That's the dream, you know. It's like if you can make a living doing what you love doing, then it's awesome. And we laugh a lot. And if we don't laugh on a day, I don't get that fix. Like me laughing my balls off is what I go to work for. And if we don't, I go, that show was awful. I feel horrible. And I'll go home and I'll be like, that was not a good show. And that's how I judge it, by how much I laugh.
Right.
And if I don't think it's a good show. And he'll go, no, that was a 7 or an 8. And I'm like, it was a 3.
And how many times you call me back? Like, I'll give you 3. You're like, all right. But again, I'm in that chair, so I'm kind of watching the show as well while it's going on. But
this year we had the Flinstones. We found out the Flintstones are gay.
You're laughing.
And we had no idea
now
before. And now it's just like Fred called in one day and he didn't know much about his world living in Flint Rock.
Bedrock.
Yeah, he didn't know much about his world, so he just showed up. And Geno goes, "What have you been doing?" And he goes, "Barney and I went out last night to the club." Geno calls it what's it called? The club that they go to.
The Water Buffalo Lodge.
Yeah, and then Fred then goes, "We went out to a restaurant and ordered some pterodactyl burgers."
Yeah.
And Geno said they're not pterodactyl burgers; they're
Brontosaurus burgers.
Yeah, but they tipped the car over because the
point of the story was he was making up lies so he could get to the point that Fred pulled his dick till white.
Then he said Barney pulled his penis until white came out, and he wasn't sure if he should tell Wilma or not.
But see, Peter,
when we started finding more and more evidence that Barney and Fred are gay, and then Joe Rockhead showed up. There was this whole thing going on where they were trying to plant drugs, and then the whole town got rock AIDS, which is like modern AIDS. But they got rockets.
It's a lot harder to drill a glory hole when the wall is made of rock as well.
This guy gets it.
Very good point.
Right.
But see, there's other shows where Berg, because he'll think of these characters like the night before, like, this is going to be so good. He'll do one line, it won't make him laugh. And he'll just be saying, this is terrible. This is a nothing burger. And it's hysterical. But he's not laughing, but everyone else is because he's so in his head. And he's like, and then I'll be like, just go watch 5 minutes. And we're very lucky to be able to do that. But this is the other thing I was saying, like, while we're, just doing our stuff for our people and getting better and better at it, because, broken record, the more you do stuff, the better you get at it. Like, people have to start thinking, and I was one of the slowest to the party because I'm the oldest. Like, it's like, well, it's behind a paywall, but you pay for cable. You pay for fucking movies. And we all have to fucking learn eventually. And I think younger people are learning faster. It's like, you pay for stuff on the internet. Like, we're of the age where, like, the internet's free. I'm not paying for anything. But the more you watch the shit on fucking, NBC Late Night or Saturday Night Live, which sucks now, the more you're like, maybe I should be paying for stuff and it'll become like a network. Like, Compound Media is a network. And I'm finally getting better at saying it. But admit it, you used to be like, NBC is a network. No, this is a network too. And the more people will realize that you have to go to the internet to pay for shit, the more, like, our fan base will grow, and everyone's fan base will grow. I'm a firm supporter of Gas Digital. I mean, they're not our competition at this point. It's like they're just another platform for great shows and great comedians, but people have to learn, you know what? I need to go to the internet and pay for great content. That's what they need to learn. And people are like, I'm not paying for it. Don't do me any fucking favors, know? Right. I'm Lionel Richie. I can dance on the ceiling. Tell him, Aaron.
The thing is, Ari Shaffir made this point today. He was talking about Andrew Schultz's new thing that dropped. And he said, if anyone could go back to watching a normal late night monologue after seeing what Schultz did, they should be sucking camel dicks, because it's just like so next level. Like, that type of TV, late night is dead. Yeah. Like, it has been for a while, but it's so irrelevant because they're not touching on anything. And we touch on stupid stuff. Our show's just stupid. But that also makes it the funniest thing. There's no funnier show right now.
Yeah, I agree.
Than Hot Water. There's smarter shows. There's shows that are more poignant, less repetitive. We take bits and fuck them to death. And then when they're dead, we take a bat in, we fucking smash their granny's head, and we just keep going until the lower intestine's removed. But we break all the rules of comedy because we know all the rules.
Right, and Wet Spot's also very good. Chrissy's fucking hilarious, and Kumia's on there too. And it's also not that fucking expensive. I'd rather pay extra to support. Like once I get sold on an artist, whether it be a comedian or musician, I'm down to try whatever they do, even if I don't agree with 100% of what they say or whatever. I'm down. I'm sold on them as a, sorry to say it, but a brand. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I'm sold. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing about late night TV is if you watch it, the word I would have, it's so uninspired now. And I hate to sound like, that conspiracy, but I feel like the past 4 years, fucking the hatred of Trump ruined late night TV. And I'm asking you both this because it's like they made them, and my hatred of Colbert at this point, Berg, you're sick of it, but it's like you watch him now, he literally has become a shill more than anyone for the left. But it's like every show, with the exception of Fallon, seems like their job, they forgot their late night entertainment, and their job is to just convince you Trump is an asshole. Am I wrong? And I feel like that's ruined late night more. It's not even their fault anymore. They're like, I guess it's what I got to do tonight.
Yeah, I've talked about it on the show. I think Jon Stewart versus Trevor Noah is a good example. Jon Stewart, not that I agree with everything he fucking said, but he put funny above message. If you put funny above message, then it has artistic value. If you put message above funny, I don't care. Even if it's a message that I agree with, there are some boring motherfuckers. Steven fucking Crowder, as much as I appreciate some of the stuff he does, not a funny fucking motherfucker. I need art above the message, whatever it is.
But yeah, that's a great. I'm going to try and remember to regurgitate that Monday and give you props, Pete, because that's a great statement. When you put message above comedy, you're fucking it up. When you
he
put
said message above funny.
What's that?
Funny above, message above funny, funny above message.
Well, where does the Scumballini come in?
There's no Scumballini in this. It's a saying.
It's not even a thing.
Funny above message, message above funny.
Gotcha.
Peter Feliciano, quote me correctly, please. You have to watch back to this whole episode.
We had another baseball player on our show this week, Peter, and he
Rocky Marble,
the guy that used to play for the Yankees. He won a World Series with the Yankees.
You still Jim Leyron.
So I go to Jim. Now see, Jim doesn't look like a drinker. He looks like maybe once in a while he'll go home, have a bourbon by himself. Turns out when he hung up, these guys told me he killed a woman drunk driving. And I didn't know that. So I kind of had my foot in my mouth. Then later we found out the woman that was killed was actually drunker than him. She hit him, so he was allowed to walk.
Wow.
And then fans are showing, he was crying in court. And I understand why. This is a guy, he's like us. I've been this way.
I've never killed a woman drunk driving. So
no, but I'm
like you because he's Jewish. What is the?
No, I'm not Jewish. Because we've all been like, well, I don't know if I'm drunk, but I can drive. So he had a .12. He's driving. And when the cops show up, it looks like he ran into a car and the woman wasn't wearing a seatbelt. She flew through the windshield, died. They take his breath. It's .12. They're like, all right, this is vehicular homicide. Then more and more shit comes out. She was a bartender. She got drunk at work. She was driving home with no seatbelt. She hit him drunk or driving and got killed. So when it all came out, it went to court and it was like a legal battle and all this stuff. And he went through all this stuff. And Berg's like, you look like you enjoy a scotch at home.
Yeah. Now, Peter, have you ever met him at spring training or anything?
No. I haven't. I'm only half Puerto Rican, so I'm not good at baseball.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you good at?
Stealing things. No, I don't know. I'm an amazing podcaster and musician. I'm not good at growing hair on the top of my head. I know that for sure.
Yeah.
No. There's I started that sentence without knowing what I was going to say. I appreciate the both of you coming on the show. We'll start wrapping up here in a second. The show coming up on January 22nd and 23rd is going to be in Atlantic City. I'm thinking of going just because I need to get the fuck out of the city for a little while. Do you think it's worth it to rent a car?
Yeah, or you could take a bus, or you could see if somebody, rent a car. It'll be dirt cheap. Go to LaGuardia. And
I guarantee if you tweeted.
Go with Geno. Where do you live? Upper East Side or Upper West Side?
Dude, if I normally get a
Where
ride.
do you live? Peter, which side?
Yeah, where do you live, Pete?
I'm not gonna tell two Jews where I live. I don't know. You'll come
neighborhood?
over and, oh, give us money. I don't know. I don't know.
You had to be there the time Berg was talking to the guy from the band, kept trying to get it. Who was the guy he kept trying to get his address? He thought you were stalking him, Aaron.
Oh yeah, I forget, from like some 41 or something. Where do you live? Upper East or Upper West?
Upper West.
Okay, Geno lives in Harlem on the East Side. Meet Geno, drive down with him.
Dude, if I drive, I'm not kidding. You're more than welcome. I'd rather drive with someone than drive alone. So when we retweet this, we'll start the buzz. When does this drop, Pete?
On Monday.
Pete's like, I didn't really want to go. Now I got to sit with this fucking Jew Geno for fucking 3 hours each way.
It's a steal.
And I have to wait. And I have to wait until like 2 fucking days or like book a fucking bus on the way. Like, how the hell? This is gonna be really weird.
Go with Geno.
Unlike Berg, my Easy Pass works. Berg has this Easy Pass when you go to Atlantic.
That was a rental. Go with Geno. The tickets, the weekend pass is $119, and you get all 3 shows, the secret podcast, maybe a 4th show, and hotel is only $99 a night.
Okay. All right.
It's gonna be great. This stuff is this is the next fucking level. It's like,
yeah, the lineup is fucking ridiculous. But also the what are they doing with the actual venue? Are they spacing people out?
It's a 600-seat theater. They'll fit in like 140 people.
Okay.
By the way, while we're talking about the lineup, Berg, you know who I got a DM from today? Fucking
Howard Stern.
Yeah, speech impediment man.
Yeah.
He's coming to the show. You know that, right?
That's weird. Why?
Hey, Geno, I got a meet and greet pass and I'm coming to your shows in AC. I'm doing what you told me. I'm wearing the outfit and I'm just walking in and saying, I'm speech impediment man. Put me on stage.
That's weird. That's weird that you would get a DM from Rich Voss. That's strange. I don't know why.
No, not a guy with a speech impediment, man.
Oh, okay.
The guy that goes by speech impediment, man. But
it's amazing that people fly to see us. That's still super cool, because we don't get to go all around the country. So when we get somewhere that's close enough, they'll fly. So speech impediment man's flying from California to come.
Yeah, we had guys fly out. We do a lot of secret shows. I did one last weekend. Saturday night, I got a little tuned up, but we had people fly in for that, or they might have driven in from the Midwest, but they came all the way from, like, I think it was Ohio or Michigan.
They flew in. Caucasian hunger.
Yeah,
flew in
right.
From Ohio,
and me and Aaron
to see Geno at a house, basically a house party.
Yeah, and we're saying how lucky we were before all the lockdown started, right at the end of early March of this year. We did a show in Cleveland and Chicago, back-to-back nights, and the fans came out. We actually hung out with 2 fans and drove from one gig to the other, and we were just so lucky to get that in before all the insanity started. But people, it's opening back up in its own odd way, and it's what's the hashtag going now? Pivot with me. Have you seen that hashtag?
The fuck is that?
Because people are learning new things, learning new ways to fucking monetize and make money. So it's like, pivot with me.
White liberals are the fucking worst, just the most boring cocksuckers. I've said this many times, but if you go to more than 3 marches in a year, you haven't squirted in at least 6 months. That's a mathematical fucking fact. They're just not doing self-care. They don't take care of themselves. They don't really orgasm. They're just no fucking fun, man. I don't know what the fuck it is.
They think they know what's better for you than you do. It's in the arrogance of, it's like the election. Like, I still don't know what happened with the voting machines, if they were 100% accurate or complete lies, but all they ever say was, well, we disproved it. How? It was disproved. All right. I don't care. It's what I said. January 20th, who's ever in office, that's my president. Either, or did he steal the election? If he did, he got away with it, and that's a great fucking leader for this country. I mean it.
That's a great fucking point. That's a fucking.
You know what I mean? Otherwise, you're just gonna lose your mind and get aggravated. And you still get all the DMs. What's his name? My buddy Tino sent me like this, and it's always English guys talking about it's some English guy. I'll send it to you, but you don't have to watch 28 minutes. It's some English guy. It's like this. If I had actual books behind me talking with an accent saying the higher ups did this, like, why would they let this guy know? They're calling some guy in Coventry, England to let him know. It's like, this has no basis in fact. And it's a half-hour fucking rambling on about it. It's like, where does this come from?
I think there is the main difference between he and you is that he has books behind him and you have like a heroin spoon. That's like a creepy.
I have a cat bed and a candle behind me.
Okay, all right.
Nice.
All right, gentlemen, we'll wrap up. One more time, please, your plugs.
Comedians of the Compound, January 22, 23, Atlantic City. You got to go see it. We're also going to be doing a Comedians of the Compound next year in Austin, Texas, one in Tampa, Florida. Those will be exciting. And if the secret place that I do shows in New York reopens up, I'll be there almost every night.
Did they close it down, or it's just on Christmas? It's just shut down from the thing.
It's shut down from the Blasio.
Yeah, I'm so stupid to even say what. I was just like, did they shut them down? They shut everyone down.
No, you could assume that.
And where might people? Is only the Patreon people get knowledge about that secret show? How would people find out if they wanted?
No, my shows I do are at a club in the city that does outdoor shows, but I sometimes leak that.
Okay.
But if you follow us on social media, anything that pops up, you find out then. That's the only way now. Like, I literally changed the calendar on my webpage. It's like, follow me on Twitter. I don't know where I'm going to be from one day to the next.
Right. Well, thank you very much, gentlemen, for taking the time to be with us. We all love you very much.
Gracias, Peter. Cumpleaños. Scumballini.
Not a word.
Scumballini and Island Rape. And I'll see you guys later. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Peter.
Great. Thanks, buddy.
Good day.